Welcome to the Best of Central Florida. I am Justin Clark. I will never forget. The year was 2002. I was in law school in Boston, the Beantown pub to be exact. A classmate comes over, introduces himself. He said he was from Orlando. I was shocked. I thought Orlando was theme parks, chain restaurants, maybe a water park or two. Who would have thought that now 20 years later, I would have lived here for 15 of them? Who would have thought I would raise my 2 little girls here? Who would have thought I would fall in love with Central Florida? It's a hidden gem. Great restaurants, professional sports teams, booming art scene, the Wekiva River, the beaches, and yes, even the theme parks. From Howey in the Hills to Haines City, Melbourne to Mascot, this is the best of Central Florida. Today is an important show because it's all about your money. Nothing more important than that. Well, family and then money, I guess, right? There's one self-professed person in the studio right now who has told me a million times that she is not good with numbers.
Oh, Justin.
As always, the beautiful Michaela Nichols. Hello, Michaela. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm excited for this because.
Are you really as bad with numbers as you claim to be?
Yep. I'm pretty bad.
Why do I feel like your father helps you with money? Is that true or not true?
Because that's what dads do.
Fact
Justin?
or fiction? Be honest right now.
Fact. 100%. Thank you, Dad, because we both know I really need math help.
I believe that very much. It's been an odd couple of years with the pandemic. People seem to be investing themselves, or as we would call it, gambling on stocks. We have this company called Robinhood that has popped up and people are losing money left and right. Then all these people with this free advice. I have plumbers give me advice on how to invest my money. There's only one person that I trust for that, and that is a great financial advisor. Everyone needs a great financial advisor.
I agree 100%. I know I do.
I know I do as well. I don't know where I would be without our financial advisors. And here's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, the top 3 financial advisors in all of Central Florida.
I'll be honest, I am not a numbers person, so when it comes to numbers, I have to rely on the numbers guys. So this was very easy for me. Michaela's choice for best financial planner are the numbers guys over here. I got the Tyson Smith Group of Raymond James. I'm here with Tyson Smith and Renee Naranjo. Welcome. Thank you for being here and more importantly, teaching me about some numbers.
Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here, be a part of the show. We love what you're doing.
So what is it exactly that the Tyson Smith Group does?
And we get that a lot. A lot of folks ask us, you know, what do you mean by financial planning or cash management strategies? What do you mean by, putting together a retirement plan or for a corporation or for a family? And the reality is we don't spend that much time specifically talking about the different vernacular that we use. We actually bring it down to a level. We spend a lot of time educating our clients as to what those things mean. So I guess what you'd say is we're educators, but doing financial planning, making those numbers a little bit easier.
Definitely, and I think that's so important for people like me. You know, I hear these numbers and I'm like, I don't know about, especially inflation. Like right now I'm hearing a lot of talk about inflation and we're all feeling it at the gas pump. I mean, what are you telling your clients?
Inflation is here for a while. The Federal Reserve wants inflation. Let's define it. Inflation means things cost more. Goods and services we paid for last year are now costing more money this year for the same exact thing we paid for before. And what does that mean? How long is it going to go? Well, it could go for a while because that's actually what pushes the market up. Things becoming more expensive can help corporations make more money. If a company is selling vehicles, for example, for an average of $30,000 a piece, and next year they're selling them for $40,000 a piece, if they've got the same percentage profit margin or pretty close, they're actually bringing home more dollars, which pushes their stock price up. So for investors, it's a good thing. Now, for those of us that are out there running around and saying, I'm driving my car into all these different places, and every time I pull into a different gas station, I've got to pay more money than I did before, well, that comes right out of our annual budget. That comes out of our monthly budget. And where does that come from? Well, oil is a little bit different. Gas comes from the price of oil. Price of oil is really driven by what happens politically. So you look at the administration today, they're more environmentally friendly. They've restricted how much we can do in drilling and fracking, and they're friendlier to foreign nations. Foreign nations want higher priced oil. You and I end up feeling it at the pump, and we ended up coming, it comes out of our pocketbooks.
Wow. Okay, so cryptocurrency. That, I feel like that's all I hear about nowadays. I mean, I turn on the TV and that's the hot topic. Why do you think that is?
So what's the biggest advantage of cryptocurrency?
The government
I
can't.
don't
Oh, I know the
know.
answer.
I don't know.
I know the
Government
answer.
can't take it,
Yeah,
that's a good
yeah.
one.
Anonymity.
Yeah.
Anonymity.
The transaction,
Kind of
right?
what I mean. Yeah.
Right? You sell him something and he pays you in a cryptocurrency. Nobody can track it. Nobody can tax it. Nobody knows that it happened,
So we thought.
right? If Al Capone, gangster from the 1920s, right? What
Yep.
did he do? He's bootlegging, right? What did he do? He didn't get caught for that. What did they catch him for?
Tax evasion.
Tax evasion. They could track his money because he was using US dollars. If he had done business in cryptocurrency, he still wouldn't be in jail. So right now, and if you kind of look at things like the recent pipeline hack, the FBI actually tracked some of that cryptocurrency, that Bitcoin, and they got a lot of it back. And when they did, a lot of folks got in trouble. At the end of the day, what happens? The stock or the price of those cryptocurrencies went down. So I think it lost kind of its attractiveness to a degree because of that happening. So until they can track it and tax it, I'm telling clients, it's too much risk for us. We're not going to touch it right now.
And kind of to follow up on that too, people have become expert investors over the last year and a half, it seems. Buy this stock, buy that stock, and I'm like, you're not a stockbroker, you're not a financial advisor. Is that due to Robinhood, or why is everyone thinking they can do all this on their own now?
I think the biggest thing is that people have always wanted a get rich quick thing, and particularly with GameStop and AMC and all these plays that people are making right now, which are the trendy ones, it's everybody seeing an opportunity and everybody's feeling the crunch from inflation. So they're not necessarily looking at it the way that we would as investors. They're not looking at the fundamentals of the GameStop and seeing if they've even made money in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
So what they're looking at is, ooh, it's making money right now. I want to get in on it, and that's what always leads to disaster in every market. So
Those kind of things feel more like gambling than
Yeah,
they do investing.
it is gambling. That's
is.
all there is to it. I don't recommend it at all.
So what advice do you have for someone who might be considering you as a financial planner?
If anyone's interviewing a financial planner, whether it's us or anyone else, they've got to go to the conversation listening to what the financial advisor has to say. A financial advisor should not be sitting there telling folks what they do. They need to be asking questions about what the client needs. If they're sitting there asking questions about what's going on with their family and what's important to them about money, then at the end of the day, I think you've got a financial advisor who's really looking out for clients' best interest and putting their interest above their own.
Well, thank you both so much, and be sure to check out the Tyson Smith Group of Raymond James, and we will be right back after this short break.
The Best of Central Florida's People's Choice is sponsored by Dr. Gergen.
I'm Dr. Johnny Gergen. I'm a board-certified dermatologist and a Mohs surgeon. We have 2 office locations in Leesburg and the Villages. We specialize in, obviously, dermatology and Mohs surgery. We do both in our locations, which means you don't have to be going from one location to another to get the procedures done. Our main focus in our practice is to be able to detect skin cancers early. In order to be able to detect them early, our providers focus on very detailed skin exams. We pay attention to every detail, we take our time with our patients, we look at things over and over again, we answer all questions and make sure it's a thorough examination, because early detection is the key for skin cancers. Skin cancer really starts to pick up 30s and older, and at that point we recommend twice a year checkups, and when they're detected early, it's a very simple fix. simple excision. This way you avoid any chemotherapy, radiation, or any difficult procedures. We always recommend looking at your own skin, looking to see if you have any dark moles that are changing, or any red spots or skin color spots that are not healing. Usually, most skin cancers do not have any symptoms. So you really don't know they're there. They silently grow, and it's very difficult to detect them unless you're actually looking at them yourself. So every so often you can look at your skin, see if there's anything different, anything changing, anything that's dark. And when you see that, you don't really need a referral to come see us. You can call directly to a dermatology office and have your skin looked at. If you would like to contact us, our phone number for both the Leesburg and Villages office is 352-435-7695.
You have spoken, the people have spoken. The winner for People's Choice Best Financial Planner in Central Florida goes to our good buddy and excellent financial planner, Joel Garris. Hello, Joel. How are you, sir?
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
I can't think of any other area where you need to have more trust than with your financial planner, certified financial advisor. How do you really instill trust in your clients?
Well, it's the most important thing is to make sure that their interests are always held first and foremost. And that's why everybody on the team, beyond just me, is a certified financial fiduciary to make sure that we're keeping those interests first and foremost.
You know, some of the bigger box stores out there, I feel like maybe are instructed to sell only certain products, and that's why they're not really considered certified fiduciaries like you are. Explain the difference.
Sure. Well, one of the things that makes us able to do business the way that we do is because we're family owned and fully independent. And so that means that there's no sort of mothership out there that's telling exactly what we need to do from day in and day out.
Nelson Financial Planning has been around for a while now.
It has indeed. My father-in-law started it back in 1984,
Wow.
so we've been around a long time. And shortly after that, he started a radio program, and we continue on that tradition today.
Tell me about the radio shows.
Well, the radio show is on a variety of stations throughout Central Florida here now. We're on News Radio WFLA Orlando, and then 92.7 over on the Space Coast, and then 96.9 The Game. So it's kind of interesting to see the radio show evolve over the years, because now we have it as a podcast on a variety of podcast platforms.
What's the experience like? When I come into Nelson, what are you going to do? Are you going to I'll bring statements in? How does that initial visit really go?
Sure. Well, our initial visits are always done free of any charge. That's one of the things that we always like to say to folks, is that anytime you want to come in for a conversation, we're happy to have you for that conversation.
Right.
And then that conversation really is intended to be more holistic in nature, where you're able to really talk about things beyond just your investments, whether that's tax mitigation, whether that's legacy planning, or even wealth management.
Seems like everyone I know, everyone in America became certified experts in how to invest over the last year and a half. I don't know exactly how all this happened. I don't know if it's Robinhood or what. I've never been given more stock tips from like regular dudes than I have in the last year and a half. And I gotta tell you, keep your day job. You know what I mean? And I don't necessarily trust them. I don't. I'm like, I'm not buying Anheuser-Busch because you said it. You're a plumber. No offense to plumbers. Why in the world, over the last year and a half, has everyone become an expert?
Well, it's a function of where the market is. The past year and a half, the market's been generally trending upward, so that means that everybody's able to sort of pick whatever they want and have it go up. And when things get a little bit tricky or a little bit more difficult, that's when everybody stops sort of talking about it.
I know. I feel like they're going to probably be quiet here pretty soon, unfortunately. But what do you think of this Robinhood? So Robinhood, people are really investing by themselves, kind of all the red tape is gone, but it can be a little dangerous as well.
Sure, it really violates sort of one of the fundamental investing principles, which is to be diversified. And if you're just buying individual stocks, then you're really not being as diversified as you should be. The other part of it is that it often misses the notion of having a long-term perspective. So if you're just buying Robinhood and trading in and out, you really do wind up not having as good a rate of return as you could have if you were just more consistent in your approach.
How do I know how much I need for retirement? That's a difficult question, I think, to answer, and I don't know how to answer it.
Well, it's a great question. One of the things that we do at the office is we really take and prepare an income statement and a balance sheet for each individual person. And when you think of those documents, you traditionally hear those documents as it relates to a business or a corporation. But the reality is that it's a great tool to use for your personal life, where you can really see money in, money out, what you owe, what you own.
I hate to admit it, she's 23, I'm 42. How does age play into how we invest?
So it's important to start early. At 23, she's got an advantage over you because she is going to be starting at an earlier age. And when you start to run the numbers, you actually wind up not having to save quite as much if you start early.
Social Security, is it going to be around when I'm retired or what?
In some form, it will be. They've got enough money. I think you'll see a lot of adjustments to things like age and contribution rates that will help to shore it up.
What's the best way to reach out?
Best way to reach out to us is through our website, nelsonfinancialplanning.com.
I absolutely think you guys are doing a fantastic job over there. I know I absolutely trust you with my money, and it's a hard thing to trust, you know, because we've worked so hard for it. But I know you guys are absolutely terrific over there. Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thanks for having us.
Great
Appreciate it.
It went by very quickly. I feel like we barely scratched the surface, Joel. Joel Garris, Nelson Financial Planning. Excellent work today. Quick break. When we return, Justin's Choice. Welcome back, and finally my favorite part of the show, maybe not your favorite, because it's Justin's Choice, and Justin's Choice for Best Financial Planner in Central Florida goes to someone I know very, very well because he happens to be my certified financial planner. His name is Ron Christopher, GC Wealth Management. You're not just my financial planner, you know, a dear friend of mine and have been for a long time, buddy.
Certainly.
I couldn't imagine doing this show without you. When I think about financial planning, to me, and when I think about you and our relationship, the first word that comes to my mind is trust. I trust you. I trust you with all of my money, you know, and it's not that much, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I trust you. And I think trust is very important in this type of relationship.
Well, it's a lot more since you've listened to me over the last
Yeah,
12 or so years. So.
And you know, one of the things I love about you too is your service to our country before you got into this whole financial planning role. And you know, thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. Tell me about your service a little bit.
Yeah, so joined the Navy right out of high school, 1990. I did 8 strategic missile patrols over 4 years. And got out in 1996.
Unbelievable.
And went right into this business 24 years ago.
I also think about the day my little angel Sophia was born. She's 9 years old now. Someone came to my house that day, and that person was you. You brought me it was a cocktail and a cigar, I believe, and it's a great feeling that day when you have your first child. Amazing feeling, and to be able to share it with you was awesome too. But you told me that day, you know, Justin, you need to start this 529 plan for Sophia. And you convinced me one of the most unbelievable pieces of advice I've ever gotten was just do like an automatic withdrawal every month from your account into this account, the 529 account. And I've been doing that since day one, Ron, because you made me. It feels so good knowing my daughter's college is already taken care of. Thank you for that too.
Yeah, so you know that's one of 100+ life-changing events that people go through in their lives, and decisions, especially financial decisions, at each one of those steps, whether they're major ones like that or minor ones like leaving a job, getting a new job, it's important that you make the right financial decisions. And that's what I do. I came to you, educated you on why you should do this, and you made the decision to move forward.
Yeah, I wouldn't call you my financial planner. In a lot of ways, Ron, you're my coach in many ways, and I think that's how you treat all of your clients. I don't think I'm necessarily special. I mean, I know we're friends, but talk to me a little bit about financial planning versus financial coaching.
Yeah, so financial planning's necessary, right? But for people to really achieve in life, they need a coach. You know, people hire, you know, trainers when they go to the gym, you know, because they want someone to hold them accountable. So when people come into our office, you know, they make declarations to us. Like, this is what's important to me in my life. This is what I want to accomplish. This is what I want to provide for my kids, provide for my parents, you know, whatever it may be. And then we set up a plan for them, and then we hold them accountable to that plan. And we hope that they grow through that plan, because a plan is, it's fluid, it's dynamic, it's lifelong. You're going to have life-changing events the whole way through. And one poor financial decision can wreck the whole thing. So we motivate people, we coach them into making the right financial decisions, but sometimes more importantly, we prevent them from their own mistakes. Exactly. Because most people make financial decisions based on emotion. And a lot of times when you do that, it's the wrong decision.
It's a weird time financially, I guess, as well, because, and this has been the theme of the show today, this Robinhood popped up, and over the last year and a half, really since the pandemic hit, everyone has become an expert investor on their own. I'm talking about people who don't know anything about the stock market or finance whatsoever. Why has that been, and is that a good way to gamble your financial future?
Well, so I've been in the business a long time, so 24 years. I mean, when I first got in the business, stocks still traded in fractions. I think nowadays, these are the most challenging times investors have. Yeah. There's so much noise out there. Everybody's in your face telling you, oh, this is smart to do, that's smart to do. And that's another thing we kind of do, is we help kind of clear the noise. That's right. Kind of be present together with our clients, clear the noise, and have them focus on what's really important. Robinhood's been something that's been big part of a lot of people's lives, especially since the pandemic started. And, I'm not adverse to anybody trying to better themselves financially. But it would probably be safe to say that the decisions they're making on their Robinhood accounts is not going to make or break their financial future at the end of the day. Yeah. There's bigger picture items that they need to address, by and large.
Ron, Christopher, give me a hug, buddy. I love you, man. You know I do. Thank you for everything you've done for me. I really appreciate it. I get emotional thinking about it a little bit. Thanks,
it's been a long time, brother.
GC Wealth Management, do yourself a favor. If you want to protect your financial future, your family's financial future, Ron Christopher, my good buddy with GC Wealth Management. Thank you again. Great job today. Michaela, you started the show saying you don't know anything about numbers. Did you learn anything today?
I did.
And are we still going to call Steve, your father, for your financial advice, or do you think you can handle it yourself now?
I don't think I can handle it myself, but that's why we have these amazing guests on. And obviously, Steve, thanks, Dad.
That was a really good show today. I think I learned a lot for sure. That was good. Good job as always.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us, as always, here. We love seeing you on our weekends for the best of Central Florida. Special thanks to our WKMG crew. They are the best. Even Tyson. Right?
Even Tyson.
We gave him this executive producer role, and he runs around like he owns the place. But I do like him very much. He's pretty good,
too.
right?
He's a great guy.
Awesome job, everyone. Thank you. Do me a favor. Will you hit record series now? And we'll see you next week for more Best of Central Florida.
Want to know where the best breweries are? How about the best pizza and the best beaches? Find out each week as we explore a new best of. It's the Best of Central Florida with Justin Clark and Michaela Nichols every Saturday at 12:30 p.m. right here on WKMG TV 6.
If you've been threatened by the IRS, you're not helpless. I'm attorney Justin Clark. You have the power to fight wage garnishments and to fight levies on your account. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your life.